Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And today's subject matter is in response to this video segment that Dave Hodges did entitled "Who Will Recover and Who Will Not." And the video is about 10 minutes long, but the main points that he touches on is from the 4-minute mark to about the minute 7:45, and it's talking about, with everything that's going down in America, who's most likely to recover and who's most likely to just be on the losing end. So without further ado, I want to play the video, and when I can interject some scripture in, I will. So let's let Dave Hodges speak on a few things.
Go down that rabbit hole too far about the bailout, but these people, the 25 to 30%, don't have a chance of bouncing back. They don't have a credit record. They're not going to be able to borrow money when this is over. Money is going to be extremely tight when we come up and look around and it's over. And that's assuming if society is in good shape. So you got 25 to 30%. And what is it now? Approaching 70% of the people make less than $30,000 a year. They're not bouncing back either. There's no cash reserves. Over half America, I think it's in the 60th percentile somewhere. If you had a $400 car repair bill, you can't handle it. And this is not an insult to anybody. This just says that this is how much Obama destroyed our economy, and Trump was in the process of putting it together when the wheels just came off. These people are not.
All right. We're going to go to Habakkuk 2 and was it 6? Habakkuk 2 and 6, it says, "Shall not these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe, meaning destruction, to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Now, we bring this out a lot, and we always explain how that thick clay is debt. You have to remember that America, first and foremost, was established off the rape, robbery, and murder. All right? Prospering off the backs of people that did not belong to him, whose possessions really didn't belong to him either. All right. And not only that, when bad Uncle Esau implemented such things, he made it so that you can never bounce back. Okay. Through his, call that fractional reserve lending. All right. Only a devil can make up a concept where he makes his own money, lends it to you so you can use, but he lends it to you at a fee so you can pay him back. And see, this is the reason why so many Americans are in such a bad shape. All right. And we're talking about the ones that actually are trying to live halfway decent. We're not talking about the ones that are on some bullshit and frivolously spend their money on nonsense. You know, we're talking about folks that actually are trying to do the right thing. The only thing is, those people and the ones that spend their money frivolously on bullshit, they're all in the same group, because they all are experiencing the same thing. So here in America, you got a lot of people hurting. As the saying goes, people are so poor, they don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. He made that, and I've heard that statistic a lot, where most people can't even pay for their car if it were to break down. All right, this is the situation that you have over here in Babylon the Snake. Folks are very down and destitute financially. So Let's let Dave continue to explain.
Not bouncing back. And this brings up an interesting question. What if the government were to come to over half the country and say, we're going to have a debt jubilee here. We're going to let your debts be forgiven. No student loan debts, no insurance debts, no debts, no mortgage. We're just wipe it out. If that happens, they're going to replace the dollar. And see.
And before I let this play some more, that's actually what the government is supposed to be doing. What, I don't know if Dave is conscious about it or not, but what he said was scriptural. All right, that's actually what the government is supposed to do. And that's in Deuteronomy, the 15th chapter, starting at the first verse. Because being in this, perpetual debt thing is completely unrighteous. It says, Deuteronomy 15:1, at the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. And this is the matter of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called Yahweh's release. Okay? So this service of loaning money to people and then just keeping them in perpetual debt is just wicked as hell, because then you basically have a slave. You have a debt slave. As Dave Hodges talked about, you have a debt slave forever and ever. A person in a position where they can never get out. That's why whenever you get loans, it's always astronomical. Or it's always at a 16% rate or 20% interest rate. Stuff that's basically legalized loan sharking. But nonetheless, let's continue. What Dave was talking about. Let's say the government does offer a debt jubilee.
If the globalists are in charge, they'll replace the dollar with what? I can't hear you. Can you say that a little louder, please? I'm looking here on the screen. Am I going to hear from anybody what the right answer is? When they do away with the dollar in lieu in exchange for debt forgiveness, what do you think they're going to come back with as a medium of exchange? Not going to be gold, not going to be silver. What do you think it's going to be? So I'm looking on here and I'm, yes, Ben, bingo, you win. I wish I was giving away prizes, Ben. Very good. Digital currency. Hello, they can track you on everything you do now. This is globalist oriented. It's the first move towards a global economy. And I suspect that a recovery that is not done under Trump is going to definitely move in the digital direction. Can you say, next stop, New World Order? That's a problem, isn't it? Are those people going to survive? No, these people, and God bless them, because they were on their way back with increased wages, more employment. I mean, Trump was really helping. He was introducing job programs in urban areas. I mean, I thought he did a great job. 3 years, can you imagine what he had? If he had 8 years, what he could have done? But unfortunately, these people are going to be trading effectively debt slavery for another form of slavery. Digital currency is designed to track and control. So these people will go, oh, good, I get to wipe out my debts. It's kind of like making a deal with the devil. It's not good. It's not good at all.
And that reminds me, because you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be in that scenario where they're just going to be like, I see no other way out. And they're going to feel that their only option is to sell out. And that goes into what Yahweh Shai talked about when he said, all right, in Matthew 16, and I'm going to start at 25. It says, Matthew 16:25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. So if you try to lead on to your own understanding, as the scripture says, which is not wise to do, all right, and make a decision that you shouldn't be making, you're going to lose your life. But if you trust in the Lord, you lose your life for his name's sake, you will live. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So what will a man do? How much will a person compromise themselves to get themselves out of a jam, to live comfortably, to not have to suffer as much? How much will a man compromise? How much integrity will he put to the wayside just so he can live comfortably? That's what that reminded me of. This is a situation that a lot of people are going to be in, which lets you know that the hour of temptation is coming. And in that hour of temptation, I'm going to let Dave Hodges tell it to you what's going to happen.
And it's just something I want you to consider. I think the best bet for America, and I'm trying to think like, geez, I like my job, but it barely keeps the roof over my head and barely feeds my kids and so forth. And but I think we're better off struggling along those lines than we are giving into digital currency. Digital currency would be the worst possible thing that could ever happen to a Christian, that could ever happen to someone who wanted to work their way out of their circumstances. Digital currency is satanic. It will lead to the mark of the beast. So,
bam. Plain, simple, to the point. The hour of temptation, and in the environment that we are here in America, where they're trying to collapse the dollar, as Dave said, is going to lead to digital currency. And this digital currency is going to be offered by way of the mark of the beast. And many people will be tempted to take it because they're in a situation where they feel that there is no escape out of. And that's when they're going to roll out this chip. And of course, we're going to end it, as we all know, on the ever so popular Revelation 13 and 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. What did Dave tell you? How are these people going to get out of that debt? How are they going to be able to afford wherever they're going to live? How are they going to be able to afford food and clothes and shelter? They're going to have to take that chip. They're going to have to go to digital currency, and this digital currency is going to be on that chip, which the scripture clearly tells you, do not take that chip. You take that chip, you have guaranteed yourself a first row VIP seat to the missile show. All right. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Once again, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. With that, we're going to say shalom.